Okay, so the South Dakota Property Rights and Local Control Alliance, SDPR-LCA, thanks you for participating in our 2026 primary legislative candidate video survey. As a nonpartisan grassroots organization, SDPR-LCA is dedicated to protecting private property rights and maintaining local authority. Following the 2024 general election, where 65 of 66 South Dakota counties voted no on Referred Law 21, voters are eager to hear where the 2027 legislative class stands on these core issues. Okay, there are ground rules for the survey. We like you to introduce yourself for a minute and a half, and then we got 5 questions of 2 minutes each, and then a closing statement of 2 minutes. Okay, and then upon completion of the video survey, you're free to go. All 5 questions will focus specifically on property rights and local control. And because you have the questions in advance, and the recordings will be posted on our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and our website. So, Senator Nelson, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you. First of all, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My name is State Senator Lauren Nelson, District 18, which includes Yankton and 2 townships in Clay County, including the great town of Wakanda, South Dakota. Just finished up my first term, 2 years as state senator. 2 years ago, knocked off Jean Hunoff, a 24-year-old incumbent here. And so just has been a wonderful time. She's back, by the way. She's my challenger here in 2026. I'm married to David. We have 3 grown children, Mary, Beatrice, and Fred, hoping, pretty sure 2 of them will come back, are going to be coming back and taking on the family tradition of Morris Nelson Farms Incorporated here north of Yankton. I am a teacher by trade, having taught in public, private. I homeschooled my son for a year, so I've done all of it. And currently I'm not teaching. I'm retirement, if you could call it that. My husband seems to keep me busy when I have time. And I am treasurer of my Yankton County Sharpshooters. Very proud of that office that I hold and the work that goes involved with that. And just why I ran 2 years ago, property rights. I mean, honestly, my son told me, Mom, you need to shut up, be quiet, and run. If you don't like what's going on, get in the fight. And so him and my students that year were the ones who said, Mrs. Nelson, get going. And so I did.
Well, that's great. That's great. So, first question is district specific. What do you identify as the primary property rights issue in your district, and what is your single most serious concern regarding it? Resource depletion, loss of local control, or unintended consequences?
Is it okay if it's not on that list? Because
that is fine.
That is fine.
Any other issues you'd like?
What I would have to say, I'll be honest with you. I say it's some of people that are sitting on our current county commission. They are so enamored. They believe that data centers, wind turbines, solar panels are going to be the end all be all answer to all the woes that are going on in our county. They are, again, like I said, enamored with the promises that these companies give, and don't really look into what is going around the nation. They just somehow think Yankton County, we bring that in. It's going to be totally different than what's happening around the rest of the country, the rest of the nation. And so when you say what's the biggest threat, I think it's people, making sure we get the right people on our county commission who are listening to the people. That's the other thing. Wind turbines was a huge issue before and you'll have to cut me off when it's time, please, because I will keep going. But wind turbines was a big concern here when I was on planning and zoning, and we tightened up our zoning ordinance for that. Also put in a solar ordinance as well. And it was just amazing how you can have a room full of citizens, and it's just like we don't hear them. County commission does not hear them. And I'm, again, not saying everybody on our county commission. There are some on our commission. So it just shows you the importance of making sure. I mean, sometimes people think that the president race is the most important race, or who's in Pierre. Honestly, it is those people who are sitting on your county commission, those people who are sitting on your township boards. And as a state senator, it's my duty to help making sure that in my county, in my district, I'm helping good candidates get onto those positions.
That's a great answer. I like that.
Thank you. We'll see how the rest go. We'll see how the rest go. Maybe not so much.
No. So question 2, action plan. What specific legislative action or policy change would you champion to address this issue? And I suppose with that, it might not even actually be any kind of legislative action, but more just kind of an influence type of thing.
Yeah, and I agree. The thing about it is just tightening up our landowner rights, tightening those up, making them very definitive. One thing, anybody that's very familiar with Pierre are so stinking vague, and they're written that way. And you could drive a dump truck through them. And so I think it's very important as legislators to look at those laws and make sure that they are tight and they are worded correctly so that a dump truck can't get through those. I think also too is blocking. I mean, we've done a great job of, our fellow senators and representatives who call themselves Republicans, but don't seem to act that way. They come up with these bills that they don't outright say what they're doing. They just subserviently, under the current, what they're trying to push. Again, taking away local control or landowner rights. We just have to make sure we're savvy, looking at those bills and making sure we're blocking them and making sure that we're not letting them see the daylight in Pierre. And also too, I think also as well is the importance of our townships and making sure that we protect the ability of our townships to write their ordinances and make them realize the control that they have and the power that they have. I've had the great honor to work with a couple townships here in Yankton County and getting some things written into their township ordinances that will protect landowner rights.
Okay, well, great. Question 3 is core components. Property rights involve the right to possess, control, exclude, enjoy, and dispose. How is the right to exclusion at risk from state mandates in your district, and how will you protect it?
That's not the question I have.
Really?
Yes.
What question do you have?
Right to control. How is the right to control at risk from state mandates in your district, and how will you protect it?
Okay, we'll answer that one.
Okay, I will answer that one. I mean, I could answer the other one too, but the right to control, what's interesting is, for me, at the state level, I'm not seeing as much as I see it at the local level, having been on planning and zoning, the board, and how much those zoning laws in our local counties really do affect the ability for people to do with their property what they want to do. What's interesting is a young gentleman who we are family friends with, and he's a little bit about the same age as my 26-year-old daughter, wants to build a hog barn, wants to, go back to the family farm. He wants to get this barn built and just start his life. And with his, he just recently married, to start their life on the family farm. I mean, been in their family for hundreds of years. And he had some difficulty. I mean, he had to really jump through some hoops to be able to put that on his property or on his family's property. And so that's concerning. I know with Yankton County, they put in these stricter zonings because they didn't want out of state, big corporations. But what they unintendedly do, or maybe they intended to do this, I don't know at the time, have made it more difficult for young people to come back and do what they want to do with their property. And again, on planning and zoning, we saw that all the time of people wanting to put in certain sizes, certain shapes of things, and it's on your property, it's not causing any issues with anybody else, go for it. And I think again at the state level, for me, I see it more at the county level. Maybe it's because I was on planning and zoning and we saw that quite a bit.
Okay, okay, very good. Question 4 is on eminent domain. Under what specific circumstances, if any, do you believe eminent domain should be used for projects owned by private corporations?
I mean, my first instinct and my first thought is no, and for private businesses coming in and using that. But again, we have those circumstances where you do have utility lines. And again, if the utility line has to zigzag its way across the countryside, it's going to cost us, the people that use the electricity, more money. So I mean, again, it goes back to the public benefit. I think that's the terminology. Will it benefit the public? And sitting here north of Yankton, we are in interesting circumstances in the fact that we have a natural gas pipeline that it runs about not even probably half a mile from this house where I sit here, and a gas line does too, a fuel line runs through here too, and it goes through our property. We were compensated, but it makes sense to make sure it's in a straight line, because again, if it goes willy-nilly, get cool again using that terminology, but again, it's going to cost more in the long run for us as the users of that. But again, I'm not in favor of what's going on now, is that, oh, this project will bring economic development to the area, so we can use it for eminent domain. No, that is not acceptable. In a case with the carbon pipeline, it's obviously a private entity, it's a private company, and it's carbon. We're burying carbon. Last time I know, I don't need to have carbon buried to live, or it's something that it needs for me to sustain, or is for public benefit. And so I think I agree. I did watch Representative Ismay's video, and like he said, when it is used, we got to make sure we have good restrictions, we have good laws to protect the landowners. So when eminent domain does have to happen, that our landowners are protected.
Okay, very good. And question 5 is local control. Describe a scenario in which local control is not enough protection.
I would have a perfect example here in Yankton. We have NextEra wants to put in a wind farm. I don't know, wind complex, sorry. And because it's not a farm, a wind complex, and it spans 2 counties. And there gets to be issues when you have one project that's spanning 2 counties, and it would be nice to have a little bit more besides local control, to look at that whole project and how it comes together. The other instance that I'm thinking of is these mega dairies that are coming in, and I know there's some more that are being planned for Lincoln and Clay counties over there. When they spread manure, they may get a conditional use permit from one county because the dairy is located in that one county, but they're spreading manure over multiple townships, multiple counties. And so those multiple counties that these trucks are going in and out of, these counties that didn't, get this conditional use permit, are being affected. And so I see where local control is not enough. It needs to be more of a broader picture, because again, if it's spanning over multiple counties, I think there needs to be something greater looking at it besides just one set of county commissioners. And also too, do I have time?
We have a little time, yeah.
Okay, thank you. The other thing too is, I think when sometimes when these laws were made, I mean, did they even envision mega dairies of 20,000 or how many ever head there are, or wind turbines that are 600 feet tall, and allowing a county commission to make some of those decisions, ordinary citizens. I mean, sometimes I think about that, and I think, are there projects that are so big that just local control might not be enough? But again, it's just very, very limited circumstances where, again, when you're going over county lines, that I think there needs to be a little bit more.
Okay, very good. So, in closing, as we head toward the June 2nd primary, it's vital that voters know how to reach their potential representatives. for our final 2 minutes, please let the folks in District 18 know how they can contact you directly, where they can pick up a sign to show their support, how they can join your team as a volunteer, and how to give donations.
Great. First of all, thank you again for this opportunity. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. I think my phone number is everywhere and anywhere. You can go to my campaign website, Lauren Nelson for Senate, which is FOR, not number 4. And you can have information is there for me for that. I have an active Facebook page, active personal Facebook page, and that information is all out there. Yard signs, we go to Representative Julie Auke's office in town, and that's where you can pick up signs. And it's been a blessing to have a central location, because she'll call me up and say, "Oh, Lauren, your signs are all gone. Bring some more in." And so that's what's been nice, to have a central location where people know where to go get those signs. And been blessed with some great people who have helped out and have been busy with the campaign. I got a big race. This is a big race, a rematch. And I know there's many across the state who are dealing with a rematch from those coming back, those SB 201 people coming back. And so I just encourage everybody to get out there and support, myself, these other candidates who won in 2024, because there's a lot of money coming at us. And so get out there and just help us, support us. They want to come back. They want to come back. And so we need to stop them, because we've made some great gains these last 2 years. And I just see when we get 2 more years, I see further gains for property rights and just for other issues that have been neglected for many, many years. And I'm looking forward to getting to Pierre in 2027 and continuing what we've been doing these last 2 years.
So that is very good. You mentioned at the beginning that you ran the Sharpshooter Club.
Oh.
And it's what made me think of, they've got these 1880s attack ads on Facebook. Maybe you could do like some kind of Annie Oakley theme and throw it back at them.
I should. The only thing I'm trying to think, I shoot 22 bench rest. So my gun is pretty big on shoots. It's pretty big. It's pretty specific. It's pretty well tuned in. So I think I'd have to borrow somebody. But you say I run it. I mean, under the table, maybe I do run it. But I mean, there's men who help out and make decisions. But I'm the holder of the money, put it that way. So I do have quite a bit of power when you hold the money. Uh-huh. So, but yeah, I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'll be honest with you. I would say probably 10 years ago, we maybe had 4 people that would shoot regularly on our league night. And the last 2 Wednesday nights, we have had over 9, 10, a dozen people shooting. So we're growing, more people are joining, and it's great to see. More people are utilizing their Second Amendment rights, and it's great to see.